For assignment 2, question 1, it renders the star like this. This is the vertex buffer. It has 8 vertices. These 4 vertices are from the outside ones, which has a color gradient. And these 4 are from the middle rectangle, which are all yellow. So it has 8 vertices. And here's the index buffer. It has 6 indices. So it has 6 rectangles. So for question 2, the star should render like this to be a solid color. So we need more vertices for each triangles in the vertex buffer. For these outside 4 triangles, I add 2 more vertices each triangle to make that triangle to be a solid color. And the middle rectangle does not change. So it has 16 vertices now. And here is the index buffer. And for question 3, we changed the order for this simple vertex structure. We put the vector color first, but it will not work unless we modified the input layout. Before we change the order, the vector precision is at first. So within one vertex entry, parameter precision is finite first, which is at byte 0. And one vector has 16 bytes, so the second parameter color will be finite by 16. And if we change the order, we should align the byte offset. We must make parameter color first to be found at byte 0, and the precision at byte 16. And then it will work. And we should change this vertex buffer too. And it will work like this. And for question 4, question 4 is to create a constant buffer. So first in the header file, we change this structure. We change the parameter color into an int value color number, and this int value is the index into an array of color. And this is the buffer handle and structure. And here we set the constant buffer. Here's the pixel shader contact to the constant buffer. And here we set up the vertices. When the index is 0, the color is yellow, and when it's 1, the color is red. Then we update the constant buffer on GPU. And so in the vertex buffer, we should change the parameter this into value 1 or 0. And for the shader, setting up shader constant, first we need to change this float4 parameter color into this int value color number. Then the constant buffer pass the float4 value active column, and the pixel shader will return the value that we set up and look the pixel data's number is 102. And then here the onMouse down function, I changed the index 0 is red, 1 is yellow, and update the buffer. So the color will change when I click the mouse. So it will render like this. If I click the mouse, it will change like this. And at the end, we should release the memory of the constant buffer. Here, we should release the memory of the constant buffer we just create, and that make sure we do not leak the memory. Here for the folder work. What's the difference between constant buffers and shader constants? Well, constant buffers contain shader constants data. They preserve the value of the stored shader constant until it becomes necessary to change it, and it is a GPU resource. And shader constant are stored in one or more buffer resource in the memory. And for 2, we change the code here, and we want this like the more white background. And I think, but we get this. I think it because if we want to change the background to, it will change the pixel color. So we need to use the pixel shader to render, and only this triangle vertices are rendered by pixel shader. The background is not rendered through the pixel shader, so it's not rendered with any vertices. So the background color will not change to white. And that's it.